to a storage facility in a direct hit. Also under fire, the Gulf's commercial infrastructure as another luxury high-rise in Dubai is struck by a drone. And in Kuwait, 2 people reportedly wounded in a strike on an apartment block. 6 U.S. soldiers died in the first 48 hours of the war at a tactical operations center in Kuwait. That drone attack, CBS News has learned, was much more serious than previously reported. With more than 60 injured and 30 still hospitalized as of Tuesday, airlifted to a U.S. medical hub in Germany and being treated for brain injuries and shrapnel wounds. And overnight, we're learning that another military facility in the region has been hit, smoke and flames rising above a U.S.-led coalition base in northern Iraq. U.S. and Israeli warplanes and missiles continued hitting targets across Iran, as Israel intensified its campaign against Iranian proxies, Hezbollah, in Lebanon, on another front in this widening war. While on the ground in Tehran, funerals for the hundreds of Iranians killed in this conflict, as much an expression of mass rage as mourning. So the death toll in Iran is over 1,300, according to the regime there, and there is increasing evidence that the United States is responsible for the bombing of a girls' school that killed at least 175 people, most of them children. It appears to have been struck by a Tomahawk cruise missile, and the U.S. is the only military in this conflict that uses that weapon. Nate?
Charlie Dagger in Tel Aviv, thank you. The U.S. and its allies are trying to force oil prices down by releasing supplies from their reserves. The average price of a gallon of gas jumped from $3.12 a gallon just before the attacks to $3.60 now, an increase of 15%. CBS Saturday Morning co-host Kelly O'Grady is watching all of this for us. Good morning. So let's jump right into it. What will this move do? Will it bring down the gas prices? And what do consumers need to know about what's going on?
Right. So they're releasing 400 million barrels of oil, and that's the largest in history. And so the idea is if you put more supply of oil into the market, you're going to see prices go down. But they didn't yesterday. And I actually just checked, and oil's back above $90 a barrel. And the reason why is that this release was already baked into the price of oil. Oil traders saw this coming. It was very telegraphed. And that's why you saw oil come down from 120 earlier this week down to about 85. The other piece of this is that the tankers are still being attacked in the Strait of Hormuz. So yeah, 400 million barrels feels like a lot, but when you've got 15 million going through the Strait of Hormuz every single day that can't get there, it's only about 25 days of supply of oil. So it helps, but it really doesn't solve the problem. So that's why you're going to see the volatility happen or continue to happen, and gas prices continue to stay elevated.
Needless to say, drivers very upset about this. I saw an interview with one guy this morning that said the gas pump was looking at him like a bank loan officer about to charge him a lot of money, trying to make a joke about it, but it really isn't funny. How much longer do you think we'll have these higher prices?
I think you're going to see them stay elevated for longer. This release will help slow the pace of increases likely. But remember, we're marching towards the summer months when you already have gas. That summer blend cost more anyway. And when you have so much volatility, it's really hard for these companies to price a gallon of gas. Everyone that I'm talking to says 3 weeks is really the mark where you could see the next big increase, because when oil supply is constricted for that long, that's when you're going to see people get even more anxious about things.
All right, Kelly O'Grady breaking it down as only she can. Thank you very much.